stuff. Cool. I want to go through a couple of documents, also the tongue group, a couple of pictures on the tongue group. There you go. How's that? It's pretty good. That's good. This is usually seen as a geographical tongue, but it's not. This will change. The moment the water is clear, acidity is receded, armor is flushed, the tongue becomes normal looking. It might take 3 to 6 months, but it'll be good. I think you're all good with the prescription, right? So I don't need to explain all those things and spend any time on prescription. So I was just talking about prescription, about how to connect with all these things. Here you see the lumbar area is not really straight. Let me download this photo so that I can play with it. Okay. So when you look at this part, you will see so there's a bit of issue with the alignment. If we need to use the photos that are taken from the front, otherwise it can be a little bit difficult in the beginning. But in this case, you can see the midline in the middle of the tongue is this way, and in here it's this way. So this is the place where things are losing it. Left shoulder is pulling the tip, the midline, and in here the right hip is pulling. Oh, sorry. La 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 la. You're not seeing. I know. I'm sorry. Okay, this is the tongue. This is the tongue I have chosen from the tongue 26 group. Okay, now you're seeing it. So what I want to tell you is alignment. When you look at the alignment, the tongue is well aligned, but the midline is not. So tongue is well aligned means you can put a circle on top of it, and don't need it. Initially, I'm just showing this. You don't need to do this. Fairly okay kind of alignment. It's vertical, but the midline is different. Midline is being in this way there, in this way there, this way there. So with a spine like this, whatever you do won't last. If they improve, that's fantastic. The moment they stop medication, they'll go back to square one. So it is important. Now, this tongue is seen as geographical tongue, but it's not. The moment the water is working well, acidity, toxicity is handled, armor is flushed, then that's it. You can see the redder patches in here. Also, the taste buds are all kind of dissolving, indicating the general energy level, vitality level is going down. Now, the good thing is this shape is good. What is it? Shape is good. Alignment. The tongue, like a curtain, it's vertical. That's it. But look at the amount of area covered by armor. Simply means if you change their lifestyle a little bit, upgrade their nutrition, use the words upgrade more often rather than quitting, cutting off, removing, changing. Even many hospitals put this word on their website. When you're here, we'll give you a restricted diet. No one wants to hear it. I'm not going there. Restricted diet, energizing diet, appropriate diet, all those things are good. Even the word diet, not a good idea. First three letters, die. It's just a neuro-linguistic effect, or what is it? Sensory processing at the end. You don't like that word. So upgraded nutrition. I want you to eat more. We did not see the slide with the diet you recommended that we try. I didn't mention anything, Maria. This one, this is the first thing I'm talking about today. I was responding to a question like, when you start eating the way we were talking about yesterday, I gave you a web page, vaidyagrammar.com/power meals. That gives you some rough ideas, shopping list and eating plans and all those things. Do it for a few days and see the difference, but do it properly as I suggested verbally in the last few days. Okay, so there's a lot of that. Now, generally speaking, I can't see a lot of problem apart from these bits and pieces. Now, mechanically, there are problems and chemically, there are problems. But these are all kind of, because the shape is good, alignment is good, I'm pretty happy I can bring this person back to 100% in 3 to 6 months. So that's the whole idea. Now, it depends on the cooperation, right? If the Rogi is Bisha Guwasya, Nyabaka, and Satuvan, we are talking back to 100%. Now, with the tongue like this, you can assume their diet is not right, sleep is not right, exercise is not right, they're not drinking enough water. There's a lot of non-nutritious, nutrient-free food items going into their body, and there's a lot of stress in their life. Now, stress means you're not really paying enough attention, or you don't have the energy to pay attention. So we need to work with something or somewhere to address the stress. There's no way you can live without stress. So it's all about preparing to handle the stress. Imagine this: flying a plane. For us, it's stressful. It is suicidal, also homicidal. But when you spend 2 years studying it and you got 20,000 hours, 10,000 hours under your belt, then it's fun. And then the night before you fly your plane, you sleep really well, you eat really well, you got exercise, you're hydrating really well, you don't drink or intoxicate yourself, then it's an enjoyable time. Then your vocation is vacation. Otherwise, everything is stressful. Some people find everything to be stressful. The reason is this: they don't take a break, they don't get ready, they don't prepare for anything, so everything becomes stressful. So those kind of things need to be understood in here. La, 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 la. Now this one, I don't want to read this because I think a third of the tongue is hidden, and I think Andres has done a great job getting into it. But in my view, I won't touch this tongue. Andres, read Andres' assessment. There's a lot of exciting things in it because it talks about the sulcus. That crack in the middle, that's a chronic one. You're looking at 12, maybe 15 years of non-intentional abuse. Always try to avoid blaming anyone when you are in the clinic, because everyone is doing 100% to be healthy, be happy, and this is where they end up. So there's no point in blaming them at all. So this is where they have end up. This gut is talking about bad bacteria colonies, lots of heavy metals, fungus, all those things. We can look at this and see that. That affects their mind, because this is the kind of blood that goes into the brain. Because brain functions are called mind, liver functions are liver functions, kidney functions are kidney functions, skin functions are skin functions, brain functions are mind. it reflects on everything, but mind demonstrates it clearly. I want to read this. What is it? Oh my God, it's covered everything and then try to write. Now, with any patient, this photo tells you to get them to open their mouth fully as big as possible first, and then let them stick their tongue out. La, 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 la. This one I posted. We did a little chat about that. Look at this, more pictures of the same tongue from slightly different angles and light situations. You can read more. So this this area, look at this, the tip, middle of the tip, outer third, and middle of the outer third here. They're slightly different, right? This is the heart tissue. And there's a lot of heart and brain area issues there. And it's also the apana is a lot of cracks and all those things. So we might need to work on the apana area to get any result over here. Why is that? Apana works on prana. Because when you throw a rubber ball forcefully onto the floor, it bounces to and hit the ceiling. Apana is the floor, prana is the ceiling. So it's important to work with kind of dynamics. There are 10 pranas, 10 vata branches. 5 of them are very well known, the other 5. Do a little research and find it out. Prana, udana, samana, apana, and vyana, right? There are other 5 branches as well. They're kind of minor ones, but it simply says every cell in your body has got all these upward, downward, circular, in and out, and horizontal movements, and we call them 5 major branches. So just like a room has got its own dynamics, you throw yourself onto one wall, you bounce onto the opposite wall. Tongue shows, Ayurveda talks about this, the bouncy effect is pretty interesting. What else? This is a good one. Now, I want to download this treatment protocol applied in Shwasa, Apana, Vayu. Yeah, look, Valarmadi, I don't want to go too much into the treatment protocol because that's not what we did. As I mentioned, I did it just to show you how you plug in these two things together, marry the diagnosis and treatment. So once we know these are the 3, 4, 5 areas that need to be addressed, you know how to do it. Okay, so here, there you go. So one of the first thing, the midline is almost vertical. Almost. I'm pretty happy. The tongue is vertical as well. So alignment, unbelievably good. Color, purplish, grayish, bluish. More like oxygen is low in this person. Low oxygen. And even if the person has got high oxygen reading, it's not working. I'll give you an example. This must be in 1995. I was visiting my close friend, Dr. Harikrishnan at Palakkad, and we had a case to discuss. The case was this: patient with normal hemoglobin level, with all the signs of low iron deficiency anemia. So iron is there, won't work. Similarly, when sperms are at the right amount, right count, still the motility can be low. Motility means movement, so can't make a baby. With this iron being good with numbers, bad with effect, work, it won't do it. The result is iron deficiency anemia. What we did was this: we didn't give iron as a supplement because iron is already there. So we did iron activating recipes like Drakshadi Kashayam, Sharibadi Arishtam. We thought that would be a good idea. Drakshadi Kashayam with honey, And because that condition was a bit of deficiency condition, and the gut was not holding on to that much toxin, in the first couple of weeks, we decided against laxatives. So we asked them, okay, whenever you have any gas or bloating, abdominal cramps, or low back tension, why is low back tension? Can you write it down? Anyone, please. Then call us, and the medicine we have written at the back of the prescription is the remedy. Take it as it's suggested. That was a laxative. Because when the gut is filled with toxins uh, due to the new energy, when you have more energy, body starts flushing. When people go to the gym for the first time, they get sick because body flushes the toxins through all outlets. Doesn't look rectangular. Oh, is it the tip missing? Tip is still there, but the corners are filling up. It should be a corner exactly like this. But here the oval shape is going and angular shape is coming up. But I won't really bet on that yet, because maybe a bit shy in sticking the tongue out. So in this kind of situation, you can ask the patient on the Zoom. I prefer Google Meet because it's all in the same ecosystem. So they schedule in. I'll show you what happens when they schedule in here. See, in here, they schedule in. And what's an example here? La 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 la. Okay, that's not the one. That's not the one. Okay, so when I put all this information in here, what happens is join Google Meet link comes up. So there's nothing that I need to do, and the patient gets a message. All those things are automatically sorted. So I like the ecosystem-based thingy. Now, so coming back to this, I won't really. So during the session, I asked them to stick their tongue out. When I feel like they are relaxed about the whole thing, I ask them to sit down properly, move it around. Okay, then straighten, face the light properly, face the camera properly. And if they are holding their shoulders like this, I ask them to level it up and neck is straight. Okay. Now open your mouth one. Ah. Okay. Thank you very much. And then one more time. Ah. This time slow but steady. Steadily open your mouth. Ah. There you go. Now, this time I want to add one more thing. Open your mouth and then stick your tongue out. Ah. There you go. That tells you whether the tongue is angular, triangular, or oval, or any other shape. Color. So that was part of the color reading. But then you can see all these little spots everywhere. And here you're getting dark spots migrating towards the tip of the tongue, indicating toxic blood flowing into the brain. Most possible result is, toxic blood make your brain depressed. So you find a reason to be depressed. This is the thing. If you have 100 rupees, you feel like, oh, I should have had 110 rupees. This is not a blame. This is how you feel when the body is deficient and toxic. Cool. So we need to work with the blood toxicity indicated by the pinkish, purplish, dim colors, along with the dots everywhere and migrating dots towards the brain. The tip of the tongue is also slightly dipped, indicating brain is this kind of function like cognitively, quality of sleep, amount of attention, etc. Now, this is the shoulder area, right? I don't know whether you can notice any unusual extra discoloration in there. This is the lymphatic armpit, lymph nodes in the armpits. There's something going on in there. This kind of deep blue color needs to be addressed with a sense of urgency. Now, look, let's divide this into 3 zones. So that's 3 zones, and stomach is somewhere here, large intestine. There are 2 ways to understand this. So there's small intestine, which is all spread everywhere, and there's not really happy with any of those areas. But here, sorry, this area, esophagus and heart area, they're all kind of uneven, smooth and shiny, and coated. So we need to work with the heart and blood. It could be just that the blood is pure, the heart starts functioning fine. And the esophagus and stomach, they're all kind of acidic and toxic. Kind of depression in that area also. Or is it a discoloration? Yeah, it's the same thing. I don't know whether the person who posted is here and they can tell me whether we are right. Now, it is kind of fairly good shape, except it's not that oval-ish. So that's okay. Now, this whole area is dark. So you need to develop some focusing and fuzzy kind of ways of looking at it. So you can see the whole area. So lungs, stomach, esophagus, heart. There's a lot of toxic buildup around in the fluids in there. I can't really see any heart demarcation. So it's not a heart problem. It's more like a water problem in that area. Okay. Now, the water needs to be improved, blood needs to be improved, toxins everywhere, coating everywhere, taste buds are gone, edges are smooth, dots, black dots migrating over there. And let's have a look at the pelvic organs in here. These are natural parts of the tongue. Don't think about, oh my God, what do we do with them? Don't do anything with them. The right sacroiliac joint is really tight. I think you can see that area. There are some little marks and cuts in this area. Look, we get better idea once this toxic discoloration armor are removed. So in 6 weeks, when they come back, being on your eating and herbal plan, the color will be dramatically improved. By that time, the toxin formation and supply from the gut into the organs, all these organs will be down by, say, 70%. So you will see, all the organs are regaining their functions. That's it. Okay, so that's a general idea about this tongue. Kind of depression, yeah. What is it? It disconnects for me because it shouldn't disconnect for you. It's the same tongue, a different picture. Let's have a look at over there. Yeah, the pixelation is pretty strong at the moment. Look at this area. I don't know whether you can see this area. There are some horizontal cracks and that kind of stuff. Ask them about the lower thoracic area, what's going on in there. Looks like there's a bit of tension going on. This is the kidney kind of area. This downhill. If this is the top of the hill, the downhill area, there's a kidney. Now, every organ has got toxins. We don't need to do all the organs at the same time. We just need water and gut. That's it. Water and gut. So exercise the sweat, work with the gut. And if you need to work on the blood, you can just increase the blood purifying herb in your gut recipe. Say you're using Guluchari Kashayam, Buluji Patmaga, Arishtadhanaga, Rekta Chandanam, red sandalwood. Increase the red sandalwood, or whichever you want to achieve. So that's only applicable if you are making your own decoction for your IP inpatient. But if it is outside, OP, then I would prescribe 2 gut medicines like Gandharvastadi and 1 or 2 blood medicines like Manjishtadi. So 4 doses of Kashayam, double dose, that works. Okay. Now, large part of the tongue is invisible. This is pretty good. Still, I'm not happy with the inner 10% missing. I lost the white marks, missed. We are seeing the other tongue. Can anyone help? Lost the white marks. I don't know what we are talking about there. Here, let me download it. There you go. Now, I don't want you to get too much into this. When I mention a few things, see whether you can see it. This is the inner third. You're going, what the heck? I can't see it. And this is the middle third. I think you can see it. Now, what's happening with the liver? There's a bit of black patch in there. There are so many black patches on the edges everywhere in the spleen. And when it comes to esophagus, it's completely burnt. You can see other cracks in that area affecting the lung. Okay, coating everywhere. Every organ has toxins. Lymphatic system is in a place where it needs a lot of help. You can see the black spots are migrating, but the brain area is not really filled with black. It's more, I don't know whether you can see this. It's not a sharp. There's a lot of tissue loss in there. So the brain needs a lot more energy. It's burned. Acidic toxins are burning this person's brain. So what are the main things? Lymphatic system, organs, all organs, especially esophagus is burning, and this acid is affecting the brain badly. It looks like many cells are lost here. Erosion. This is called erosion. So what happens? We need to work on this ama. When I say ama, I will repeat it a few more times. Ama doesn't mean it's kapha. Ama means kleda, vidaha, or vishtabda. Repeating. What's the difference between ama and ajirna? Nothing. Ajirna, not jirna, not cooked. Ama, not cooked. How many times? Kabham, what is it? Amam ajirnam vishtabdham. That's what the classification. But then later on, Bhagavata says kledam in kushta, vidaham in visarpa. So that's where you're going to combine them to get a clear terminology, unambiguous terminology. Kledam, vidaham, vishtabdham, kava, pitta, vad, amas. So ama means it's not going to help you. So here, acidic ama, vidaha, is playing a major part. So when this acidity, gut acidity happens, they can migrate in the mouth through the gut and into the blood and into the brain. This can affect the liver, cause liver toxicity, spleen toxicity in some cases. Here it's definitely liver toxicity. When this acid goes into the small intestine, it burns all the enzymes. So acidic toxins burn the agni, destroy the agni completely. As a result, digestion is affected in that region. Small intestine is a place where everything is absorbed. That's being completely ruined because the acid burns the enzyme and acidify the nutrients. So these nutrients are spreading all over. And when there is dust and dirt on your windshield, your visibility is dramatically, dangerously reduced. Similarly, the organ functions will be dangerously reduced. Okay. Does triangle shape of the tongue indicates any disorder? We mentioned it, nothing more. I don't want to look at it because it's only a part. It's the same tongue coming back, and this one is a good one as well. Sometimes when they stick their tongue out, they lengthen their tongue, so it is important to make sure it's um, the right shape. Now let me download. Yeah, if you can give me better, higher quality tongues, we can zoom it in and see more stuff. Now alignment, I'm happy, but the tongue is well aligned. La 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 la. I'm just trying to get this. Um, yeah, I'm happy with it. I think they pushed the tongue too far and it's too long looking. Now, when you divide this into three zones, inner, middle, and outer, it looks like this. I'm going with a little common sense here rather than meticulously clear. A little bit over there. Yeah. Now, uh, now when you put the midline in here, it looks like there's a little bit of midline is being pulled to the right, middle of the midline being pulled to the right side a little bit. So liver, when that happens, liver is, it's like liver is pulling that midline. Now I'm not saying there's an imaginary midline, liver is pulling it. I'm saying um, when that happens, there's some kind of tension builds up that pulls everything into that. It's most probably liver. So liver is overheated here. How do I know that? Look at all these areas completely burned. That's why I know it. Now, is that the only thing? Look at these areas seriously burned. Now, with these two burned areas, if they have no intense emotions, when they're happy, intensely happy. When they're sad, intensely sad. Angry, intensely. That'll be a miracle because your emotions are controlled by your physical chemistry. Sorry, your biochemistry. 50%. 50% is your belief system. So when the biochemistry is this acidic, it's like, look at that esophageal ulcer. Like, I'm not saying ulcer, I'm saying stomach is burnt, pancreas is burnt, intestines are burnt, esophagus is burnt. It's a lot of acid going on. So I don't know whether the person is here who posted this to tell us whether we are completely right or totally wrong. Uh, Lymphatic system. Now, with this kind of person, what we need is get them bring them into the healing zone and give them a plan and ask them whether you need a call every Wednesday or once a week or twice a week so that they can stay online, stay on the program, because they can easily get distracted with the emotional intensity, or they can be affected by the things around. Yeah, Nani, I'm getting there. I'm just building it up. We need to get them to chew more. The first thing is chew more. Second thing is more vegetables. Third thing is, if possible, seriously alkaline powders like moringa leaf powder, um, chlorella powder, spirulina powder, that kind of green and alkaline, along with the best anti-alkaline practice, a laxative. In yoga system, there is a technique called Shankha Prakshalanam. If you don't know what it is, let me see whether I have this book anywhere here. Shankha, no, AP, APMB. Uh-huh, I have it. So let me give you this book. Where are we? Oh, there you go. Oh, God. Okay, open it. File APMB. And there you go. This book is full of exciting yogic programs. So enjoy that. It was geographical tongue. Someone. Okay, now look at this tongue. Da, 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 da. Um, let me download this. Now I can cut it in such a way so I can see what I need to see, not the distracting parts. Okay. La, 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 la. The photo is taken slightly from the left side. Now, the first thing you notice is the alignment. The tongue is fine, the midline is not. Why do I say that? See the midline, one midline in here, another one in here. Oh, sorry, another one in here. So there's a bit of forward slash look, and then the other one, the opposite direction, slightly opposite direction. So internal organs need to be worked with. They are not well aligned. Um, the liver is not really happy. It's weak and tight, weak and stressed. When it comes to the color, the entire tongue is like palish. It's not coating. It's tongue is pale in color. Underneath, you can see the normal kind of color, but generally, it's almost like you're gone pale means damp. So the person is very damp or down, physiologically and psychologically. When you look at the three zones, uh, let me get rid of this and this. I can see all those things. So stomach and epigastric, that area, acidic. Look at the tongue. When you use the word Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, generally it gives you Kapha appearance with Pitta cracks and Vata cracks, right? And when it comes to this is more like a fold, not a crack. So it's a Kapha crack. So instead of saying Kapha, Pitta, and Vata and getting confused, just describe, okay, there's a bit of stress going on, and you can see that redness slightly increase, so acidity. This is sluggishness. The lymphatic system is not really happy. You are dividing still into three bits. This is the lung area. There's a lot of toxic buildup in the lymphatic system near the left lung. Lymphatic system is already congested. Look at that little part, slightly extended. See this? That's the shape, but there's a little extra bit. So the lymphatic system, the head is a little bit congested and compressed, indicating there's a lot of stress going on in this person's life. Which hip is rotated forward? People, can you help me? I'm putting a little line over there and a little line below that. La, 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 la. I've shared the book in the group. Is that more than enough? Because if you are not in the group, you're missing out, missing a lot of things out. Okay, so that's the story here. So what do we need to do? The person has got all the different types of toxins. Look at this. These are tension, pain, and vata toxins, right? And this is acidic toxin, and this is kapha toxins, dampness, acidity, and blockage. So let's think about how to dissolve these. We need some kind of amapajana that's not too hot, not too dry, not too cold, not too acidic. Many of these recipes are fantastic for that, like Gandhavastadi, Chiruvilvadi. They're pretty good because there are bitters and cooling items, heating items, but in general, they do two things, Pachanam and aluminum. So here, if you do Pachanam, you need to flush it, as I repeat, you need to flush it. Right hip is rotated forward, Rishi says. Anyone agrees with that? The tongue is concave. Can you come? I asked a question, Nani. Which hip is rotated? The tongue is concave. Could you comment on that also, please? Um, think about this. When you read that kind of stuff, you need to remember the indication. Amrutotara. Okay. So the question again is this: which hip is rotated forward? We got one answer. Right hip is rotated forward. Oh, it's a question. Surya says left hip. Anjali says right hip. Atra says left hip. So we saw this a few days back, last week. This is the right hip, and the left hip is pushed forward. That's why it's pushed down. So generally, the left hip is pushed forward. Most of the body's weight would be sitting on the right leg. So I think we need to get these sides right. It's not right; it's left. This is the place to make all sort of mistakes. If you don't make mistakes here, you might in the clinic. Bad idea. So leave all your mistakes here. So generally, if I can get the system activated, Amapajanam Analomana constantly for the first 3 weeks, they'll be they'll be improved a lot straight away. And then how do you achieve that? With light exercises, regular light exercises, alkaline diet, Amurdotana Gashayam, as you suggested. Gandharvasa is another option, getting them to choose multiple times. Otherwise, this acidity won't go away. That's it. And gradually, we need to work on the this hip rotation thing by improving the left hip, by improving the large intestine function. So when they start pooping regularly, they start feeling better as well. This kind of build up, not a good idea. This looks like it's a beginning of some major issue. So it is important to get into the Amapajana, Analomana, slow chewing, alkaline diet, etc. See, the picture says this is the right side and this the left side, and left hip is the one that's pushed forward. Okay, let me go to the next one. La, 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 la. Now, we are seeing a lot of tongues today. They're all fairly good in shape and alignment. I'm pretty happy. But they're all having this acidity, and in some cases, acidity and dampness, and in other cases, all the three. Other says when the alignment is changed because there is a push from the organ pathology, even in such cases, will physio work? No, it's organic issue. It's not going to. Now, I've seen a lot of people getting osteo work for this kind of condition. The moment they stop the osteo treatment, their back is back to square one. So until the liver is fixed in those cases, it's not going to get any better. Um, I was giving a massage to a yoga teacher. My thumb was running up on the side of the spine on the right side, and then when I got to the 12th rib or something like that, or 11th, I heard this toop sound and went the fingertip, the thumb tip went in, making me think like, oh my God, did I break it? So I stopped and asked the patient, hey, what was that? And she said, you saved my $40. $40. I said, please explain. And she said, the rib comes out 3 times a week. I'm a yoga teacher, so when I do certain postures, it comes out. When it comes out, then I'm in agony, I'm in trouble. And when I came to see you, it was out. The pain was starting to develop, and you put it back. So you saved my $40. And story goes to 7 years. 7 years, 50 weeks. What is it? 350 weeks times 3. That's 10,000. 10,000? Yes, 350. Yeah, 350 times 3. That's 1,000 times it was up. So she paid $40. $40,000 was spent on putting this rib back into the cage, into the socket. Now, can you tell me which organ might be the reason behind the right lower rib in there playing up? Right lowest rib playing up. Which organ is responsible? Other says when the alignment is changed because there is a push by the organ pathology. Yeah, we read that. So tell me this, which organ might be the reason for the right rib, lowest rib issue? What's the organ that the rib covers in the right side? That's right. That's right. Both of you said liver. Liver was the initial thought. Then I thought I wanted to figure it out, whether it's a liver or gallbladder. If it is a kidney issue, it's not the story. The pain will be unbelievable, and it's a little bit further down. So it may not. I haven't really seen a kidney issue causing musculoskeletal issue. It's more muscular. So I said, is it the liver or spleen? She's liver or gallbladder? She said, I don't know. Now there is a way to check it. It's called the 12 meridians in Chinese medicine. So between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m., it is the gallbladder meridian. And 1 and 3, it is liver meridian. So I said, what happens between 11 and 1 in the middle of the night? Do you get night sweats? She said, yes. Do you get nightmares? She said, yes. When does it subside? She said, by the time it's 12:30, 1 o'clock, I'm back to sleep. So you don't have any problem with between 1 and 3? She said, no, it's between 11 and 1. Woohoo! So I suggested a gallbladder. After 3 months, she never had this issue after that, ever after. So the agitated gallbladder was messaging us through the rib, right lowest rib. And when we fix the gallbladder, the rib is not talking anymore. That's right, liver, gallbladder, we need to separate them. Now, if you really want to get into some interesting observation, learn the 12 meridians. I think most schools, if you look for 12 meridians, Chinese meridians, it comes up as a clock. So you can easily remember the 12 meridians. So based on the recurring conditions at the same time, we can figure out some aspects of the organs. They're different in Chinese medicine, but still you might be able to come up with something. In this case, the shape is good, alignment is good, midline is kind of almost invisible in most areas except the upper thoracic and cervical area. That tension is pretty strong. Okay, here we go. But the acidity level is causing lots and lots of blockages, burn blockages everywhere. And when you get this kind of burn in the middle of the body, it will affect the periphery organs in the periphery. And you can see the liver is struggling with this kind of drama. You can see this in here. See all this eroded area, corroded tissues, eroded tissue. Same with the spleen area. When you look at this kind of stuff, you're realizing diseases are very similar, but the time they manifest, they give you specific symptoms that can mislead you with the treatment. First of all, when you know that ama is not just kapha, it could be pitta or vata, that's a mega understanding. And acidic ama needs to be addressed with pitta reducing amapachanas. Vata ama needs to be addressed with moist, warm herbs. One side is swollen compared to the other. Yeah, so that could be also from the way you hold the light. If you hold the light from one side, you get a big shadow. But in this case, you're absolutely right. The left side is worse, which simply means the lymphatic system covering the left lung is very sluggish. Varamadi has got a nice little message. A small clarification, Dr. USG abdomen in a case showed fatty liver grade 1 and no other variations. There is a history of hepatitis C some 30 years back. Now at present there is a pain in the phrenic area with or without palpation. What could it indicate? What could indicate? The liver is in a susceptible situation. We don't need to know whether they had hep C or currently fatty liver. It is pretty weak. When cells are lost in that area like this, liver needs a lot of help. Look at the tongue, it's also puffy. Puffy is like this. The bread batter, bread dough is in the oven. The oven puffs it up, the heat. This is the classical example for vidaha. And as a result, the bread, I don't know whether you have seen bread being made. All these things, this is like a bread making gone completely wrong, lots of cracks. The heat causes, this is really important, what I'm saying. Pitta talks about, when you have excess pitta, initially it uses the kapha's water, and when that is dry, it agitates vata's dryness. Similarly, it uses the moisture in the bread. The oven used the moisture in the bread to puffs up, and then when the water is run out, it becomes dry and starts cracking. So try to visualize that kind of stuff, and this is exactly like that. So vidaham in this case needs to be addressed with heat, acid flushes, alkalinity, saliva therapy, having lots of chewing and sipping, etc. Sridevi says, why did you choose this Chinese organ clock or the Ayurveda organ clock? Because the Ayurveda organ clock is not precise enough. And if there is an Ayurveda organ clock, it is coming from Chinese medicine. Because I haven't really seen an organ clock in Ashtanga Hrudayam, Charaka Samhita, Susra Samhita. You see that in Vasant Dilar's book. He took it from the other system. You can do that. You can develop your own pulse analysis, your own. I know one guy who created his own. For example, his name is Dr. M.R. Vijayan, and he's practicing in Trivandrum. He's a kind of crazy guy, one of my best friends. Um, Very odd behavior and all those things, but bloody accurate with pulse. He created his own stuff, and I explained that to you one day. Um, Choose. I know they're slightly different enough. No, 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 yes, I saw that. Exactly. It's not from an Ayurveda book. It's from Chinese book. So there's nothing wrong with learning from each other. Chinese medicine came from Ayurveda. I met a Chinese guy on my living in my street, and when I walked in on him, and he said, "Oh, you're the Ayurveda guy. I'm so glad to meet you because our medicine comes from your medicine." Such a nice guy, and it's not about the superiority, who's the mother, who's the daughter. That's not the point here. Um, when they are that humble, we can also a little humble. That's the point. So knowledge is kind of one body, pieces, bits and pieces are everywhere. So in this case, if you can remove the dampness, look at the taste buds. The moment heat is reduced, the dampness is reduced, cracks are closed, the taste buds will take over, run the body 100% healthy. Uh, uh, Now, can you see this cut is really important because it's not equal, both sides or not equal. So the left sacroiliac joint, left glute, left hamstring, they're all kind of pulling the sacrum over there. And let me see whether which hip is playing up. They're both equal, but the glute, the left glute. So you can see this kind of, no, this one. This kind of flow, indicating there's something pulling from there. Now, none of this is really matters if you can flush the system, cooling bitters. In this case, it's dry. So moist bitters. Moist bitters. What are we talking about? Um, Moist, cooling moist. Sorry, not bitters. Cooling moist herbal recipes like Sharibadi, Sharibao Shira Kashmiri, Mathurga Shishiradayam, Eshtim Parushagam Handi, Daha, Trishna, Asra, Trit, Jwaran. So Sharibadi Kashayam, you can add Guluchya Kashayam if you want to make it more pachana. But Sharibadi is not pachana. So if you combine them, it'd be perfect to do pachana and cooling together. And with the mild laxative, all this heat disappears, and get them to do the anti-vidaha rituals like chewing several times, early to bed, multiple showers, cooling therapies such as clay therapy, and what is it, pitta upakramas such as lotus pond, etc. Lotus pond is a very good place to be for drowning. So make sure these guys are very well supported and protected. So that's good. We're going really getting into it. Now we'll look at the some of the remaining pictures tomorrow. I want to take you through some other bits. La, la, la. Okay. Yeah, I think we don't need this anymore because we have gone past this. Do you have any difficulties in finding the actual disease process to design a fast-acting protocol? Now, when you listen to the diagnosis with all these tongues, it is interesting. Before you do that, I want you to have a program and then ask them what's the diagnosis. So Initially, for 500 or 1,000 tongues, you don't ask the diagnosis in the beginning. You come up with your own complete program and then ask them what the diagnosis, how are the medicines and treatments acting on them, are they helping or aggravating. Based on that, you can upgrade your uh, tongue assessment. Priyanka says, so whatever you told from the previous tongue examination was correct. The person has been abusing her body with caffeine for the last 15 years and is suffering from IBS, leukorrhea, and irregular periods for the past 1 year. Yeah, because once you need to just look at the tongue and describe it in the simplest possible way. Puffy, hot, and heat is cracking. You're using simple words to describe it. You got it. Now, when I say, oh, it's vata aggravation, I don't know where to start from, because which quality of vata? Now we are talking about the qualities. When we talk about that, we need to cool it down. Vidaha. We need to do the panchana, break down the ama, the dryness. We can't really use dehydrating treatment on them, so it has to be moist, charivadi, but panchana, kuluchadi, or tiktagam. So you can come up with all these combinations, and with the laxative on top of it, the herbal prescription is over. Then the remaining stuff is daily routine. Daily routine is your most powerful weapon. There's no disease that won't respond to daily routine. I was talking about the 9 to 9 protocol, 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. Early to get up, hydrating well, exercising, and a big breakfast. Low carb, nutrient dense, mega breakfast. When you do this, the remaining bits is those herbal prescription. Combine them. Woohoo! That's it. So when I say mega breakfast, start with small. The pre-breakfast is 200 grams of vegetables. So slowly start with that. Okay, thank you, Priyanka. So how do you know? Think about this. Say someone complains about fibromyalgia, migraine, IBS, CSF, CPS, etc. How do you know if they really suffer from them or if they are mistaken about them? On the contrary, imagine you can take a 10-sec glance at the tongue and come up with all these basic means really important words to describe them, and you got a prescription protocol. This means you don't need your patients to talk at all. Let me go through this. We saw all these things. I think that's it. I want to show you some pictures of the tongue. Okay, that's not the one. Okay, this one. Alignment. On the right top, you'll see vertically aligned, and in the left one, you see the midline is being, the tip is being pulled. So forget about this bit. I chose this because vertical until something like T5 or T4, and then boom, then it's pulling to this side. Alignment. Same picture on the right top, and here midline is pulled to one side. So just to show you, these are all important. They're all visible. Alignment. The right hip is rotated forward, and there's a little cut like that, little cut, and then little cut. So you can see how that is, the midline is being twisted. Rishi says, any daily action recommended to address your fifth pillar, brahmacharya relationship, similar to how you recommend big breakfast. What's the fifth pillar? Occupation? Can you please clarify? You said brahmacharya relationship. Can you? It's like you're asking three things. Am I right? The big breakfast is mentioned because food is the only thing that goes into your body from the surrounding and becomes your body. Water plays a bit of similar role. Air plays a major role, but food is the one that goes and becomes you. That's why the uniqueness of food. Among that, breakfast is the only meal that has got any chance to get digested fully, because it gets 8 daylight hours. You understand the neuroskeletal vascular problem? How understand? Skeletal problem easily, vascular problem from the edges, neural problem from the tip of the brain. Okay. So I was showing a couple of tongue pictures. Color. This is a fairly palish normal color. Could be better. And this one is overly red. Yes, there are other areas like smoothness and all those things, but this color is overheated. So it's like overcooked tongue. So acidity. Most of the body is covered in armor or is made of armor. Color of the tongue. Here you can see pale. Both of them are same color, right? That's why I said this is not the healthiest color. The healthiest color is somewhere here. I showed you. There you go. So this healthy color should be coming in here. So this is a little bit pale. This one is very pale. This one is dark and shadowy, dark colored. This is the kind of dark patches, I should say. And this one is purplish colored. So it's almost like, that part of the tongue will have a lot of armor plus lack of oxygen. Palish discoloration with thin white milky coating. Edges. I'm using the same picture for edges, but here the edges are looking fantastic. Here they are dented, smooth, and shiny. Here it's not really shiny. You can see the taste buds. This is dented, ridged, and smooth. Edges. Here it's engorged. So edges are really engorged. Edges. This is dented and scalloped, very uneven. Yeah, if you look at the teeth, you'll see similar teeth to this shape, but the tongue is not supposed to grow into the teeth or in between the teeth, all indicating issues with lymphatic system. Look at the dentation. This is the dentation, this is the scalloping. Coating, it's fully coated. This area thickly coated. This is the coating. You can't really say a taste bud is covered in a little blob. The whole thing is covered. So this is all requires detox. Now, from a different angle, it's uneven. There's a lot of oops. Look at this. Now, that shows you what it is. Also, you can see this kind of little loop indicating the entire large intestine is tightening up. So when you look at how they poop, it'll be sticky and gassy, that kind of stuff. Spleen. If this is the left side, the spleen area is cut off. Whereas his liver area is fine, spleen area is cut off. When you have such a damp, sluggish, fluid tongue, immune system should be pretty low. The tip is also the tip is very dented, indicating brain is not really functioning fully. So sleep and cognitive functions can be mood. Sleep and cognitive functions can be a little bit on the downside. Okay. Foreign coating pathogen or toxicity. So you can see the coating is dominant in this full area. So the entire organs are covered, but this is like a thin coating, whereas let me see, view single page. Okay, this is a thick coating, and this one is a thin coating. You can see the difference, right? Especially in this middle, the color of the tongue is completely invisible because of the thickness of the coating. Here, look at the thick coating in here compared to this. This is almost nothing. See more of that, and then marks. Marks means there's no much marks except a gutter here, which means the upper thoracic and neck are really not heavily tight, mildly tight for a long time. Whereas this one, look at this, all these horizontal cuts. Horizontal cuts are interesting ones. Horizontal cuts indicate armor is being solidified. So stone formation is a possibility here, especially on the stomach area when it is horizontally, horizontal cuts are present. You can most probably calculate gallbladder stones or sand. Maria's Rishi says nutrition, sleep, exercise, occupation. Okay, that's not the sequence, Rishi. Rest, relationship, exercise, nutrition, and occupation. Rest, relationship, exercise, nutrition, and occupation. That's the ether, air, fire, water, and earth. Relationship with yourself is the most important one, and with your most loved one. In a married relationship, your partner is the most important person apart from you. This is why when you look at your entire extended family, children are going to leave you, parents are going to die, sisters and brothers, they're going to go away. The only person who sticks with you is your partner, husband or wife. So that's us. Once you are the number one, they're the number two. Then the parents and children, uncles and aunties, all those things. So in relationship, the other extreme is how you relate to the environment. There are 5 branches to all of them. Nutrition has got multiple 5 branches. Exercise the same, multiple. You suggest sleep by 9 o'clock for sleep. Big colorful breakfast for nutrition. Vigorous 40s. But any daily habit recommended for others. Rest, sleep. Exercise 40 minutes, high intensity interval training. Occupation should be based on your constitution. Constitution is your skill set. So an example, I'll give you an example. An earth type, they look like rectangle, body is dense and firm, broad shoulders, wide hips, rectangular face, really bony sockets, eye sockets, and all those things. They are natural with organization, organize, kind of manage admin, because their skill set includes organized thinking, structured communication. Whatever you're doing, whatever they are doing, this is a structured approach, detail oriented as well. They create systems that work. So that's a kind of occupation. So there's no one answer to that, but your main job, your occupation, main occupation should be based on your predominant element. A secondary element should be your family element, and tertiary, level 3 element should be your personal space. I remember once, we are going off the subject. We had a Hindi teacher, very strict and tough. He was one of those earth types. So there's no humor, down to earth, earth type. When I accidentally visited him at home, he was giggling and playing with these little two tiny kids, 2-year-old and 3-year-old he had, rolling on the floor. And I couldn't believe it. It was my teacher because he never smiles. He's not angry. It's like an ice cube, and an 80-kilo ice cube. But the secondary element was air and water. Air means multitasking, networking, talking, singing, dancing. And water means caring, nurturing, parenting. And at home, he was rolling on the floor. And when he saw me, he was in a shock because that's not his occupational personality. This is his home personality. If you have a tertiary level, then it'll be your personal space. I had a student here recently. So when I said, ether element was the lowest element in him. So I said, ether and earth. Sorry, ether and earth. So ether is nothing. So I said, your bedroom, for example, would be very nothing. Just a bed and a pillow, blanket, all in the simple stuff. No color, nothing. Earth is the core element. Earth means all organized, tidy, structured, hidden away. Not, nothing is all over the place. Everything is in the right place. And he looks at me like, you haven't been to my bedroom. I'm in Switzerland. You are in Roti Gountano. How do you know that? You're just explaining the earth and ether. So there is a system that works like, I showed you the sheet yesterday, right? Yeah. So if you are using a primary element as your occupational, in your occupation, nothing bothers you. Your vocation becomes your vacation. What times of the day usually have your last meal? Maria, don't get into my story. Listen to the concept and apply that. Or it's a snack. What time you usually get up and go to bed? Okay, I'll tell you one thing, and that's it. 10 o'clock in bed, 4:30 up. 5 o'clock, go to the gym or walking. Most days, at least 6 to 7 days, I should say. Okay, let me delete this. You don't really follow because I follow. You follow because you want to try it and do it. Okay, I think we have done enough for a day. Lots of information. I want you to play with these all ideas. KISS principle: keep it simple, sweetheart. When we come back tomorrow, we'll continue with the 5 onwards marks. So, do you have any question for the time being? We're 10 good minutes. Empty nestage when except on empty nest. Yeah, that's the thing. I have seen in a relationship with family and children, husband and wife paying more attention to their children rather than to each other. There should be at least 50% of attention on the partner. Children should learn from that act. When you walk into the house, the first person you cuddle will be your partner. Children may not like it in the beginning, but they value that, they respect that. It's a solid learning how you should respect your partner. So rest, sleep, relationship with yourself. Today I was just talking to a bunch of people about relationship. You can test your own relationship. Imagine you smashed your brand new phone, and what do you say? Oh, bastard, nasty bastard. Okay, that defines your relationship with yourself. Bloody bitch. There you go. Or, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I need to pay more attention next time. I'll do that. Sorry. There you go. That means respectful. What's the difference between horizontal and vertical cuts? Look at the structure. Where is a cut? If it is a muscle like a trapezius, you get a diagonal cut. If it's a vertical cut, that's a tension line. Where is it? It's in the neck, then it's neck. Horizontal cut, where is it? It's not a disc. So there's no mystery. It's already given to you. Use the organ map. Can you please share the book here? I told you I'm not sharing that because I used 15 different handouts. And this is a free course. I want you to pay attention to learn this. And giving the book doesn't make any difference. You're not going to learn anything. Because I have done lots of courses. Handout just sits in the shelf forever. That's it. So whatever you learn from the class, it sits there. If you have a group, you can discuss it. You learn more. This group, I will get into it on and off. So stay on in this group. We'll talk about that. There was a commercial. Someone posted something in there. Delete the whole thing because it was already seen by many people. Priyanka says, how to identify Panchamuga Buddha? Okay, we have a course for that. Any prerequisite for tongue analysis? Should it be done before eating, drinking, since hot food and beverage? No, there's no prerequisite. Just ask them to wash their mouth if you think it's full of food. Otherwise, nothing. Shall we draw the whole body map on the tongue? No. Just keep it simple. You know the eyes are there, but it's almost impossible to see. So if the patient says retinal detachment, I don't know whether you have seen Ayurvedic ophthalmologists treating retinal detachment. A holistic Ayurvedic ophthalmologist doesn't treat the eye straight away. They clear the gut, improve the gut functions, cleanse the rest of the body. And by that time, retina is stable already. Then, if necessary, they work on the eyes. Savita, Shoga Bhaya Krodha can be identified. No. Gradually you might, but that requires thousands of tongue and thousands of patients and meaningful, attentive conversations. What are you trying to do? If the patient is sad, what are you going to do? Is there a treatment protocol for sadness? Or the best counselor or psychologist who deals with sadness won't really want to identify that the patient is sad. They want the patient to converse, open up, share their views. Their job is to take them through different parts of their lives and say, how do you feel? What do you see? How does it affect you? That kind of questions, so that they share their emotions, concerns, beliefs, conclusions. And if the professional psychologist finds something is wrong, they don't tell that. Instead, they ask them to explain it and apply it in different parts of meaningful areas of life and see whether that's a right conclusion. And generally, they conclude it differently. And by that time, they are physically and mentally better already. So you don't need to identify sadness and all those things. Then I told you, if the cracks are red and deep, the emotions are intense. If someone is really sad, they're also really angry, really frustrated, really upset, really annoyed easily. Why is that? It's the intensity, the word intensity. Talking therapy, that's right. Should person take light food for initial for few days during Amapachana? Light food is the best idea. Heavy food is starch. And some of the beans are really heavy. but starch is the heaviest. Grains really heavy. Vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, beans, they're all light. The heaviest vegetable would be tubers, but they're full of carbohydrates anyway. So an alkaline program is the light, Agni-friendly program. Andres, how we understand the thickness on the second picture, 2D picture. Thickness indicates grottiness, dirt, etc. Just like the glass is dirty after years of not cleaning, similarly, the tongue will be dark, and that's a kind of thick, opaque. Tongue should be translucent. Woo! See you tomorrow. Until then, all the best. Thank you very much.